Nonchalance. It looks like strength, like the kind of calmness only someone who's seen everything can possess. You become the person who shrugs at disappointment, laughs off heartbreak, and acts like nothing in this world has the power to touch you. People admire that. They call it maturity, self-control, even wisdom. And you start to believe it too, that staying unbothered is a form of power, that keeping your distance makes you untouchable, that caring less means hurting less. But look closely. That power isn't power at all. It's a shell, a mask, a quiet, invisible shield you learned to build long before you even realized you were wearing it. Because the truth is this: nonchalance rarely comes from confidence. It comes from pain. From the moments you cared too deeply and were met with silence. From the times you showed your heart and watched someone walk away. From the disappointments that taught you that feeling is dangerous. So you trained yourself not to feel, not to react, not to let anything reach you. You told yourself it was protection, and at first, it is. There is comfort in being unaffected, in pretending you're above the chaos, in convincing yourself that detachment is the same thing as peace. But the longer you stay in that state, the heavier it becomes. Because emotional armor doesn't just keep pain out, it keeps everything out. Joy, connection, excitement, meaning. Even the parts of you that want to grow, love, and be understood get trapped behind the walls you've built. You start to feel safe, but you also start to feel distant, disconnected, numb. And that's where nonchalance begins to do real harm. Not in loud, obvious ways, but quietly, slowly, like a slow leak in the foundation of who you are. So today, we're going to peel this apart. We're going to talk about where this behavior actually comes from, the hidden wounds that created it, how it shows up in your daily life without you even noticing, and, most importantly, how to break the cycle before the mask becomes permanent and you forget what it feels like to be genuinely, fully alive. Most people don't wake up one day and decide to stop caring. No one chooses numbness as a hobby. Nonchalance is learned, and it's almost always learned through pain. It begins quietly, subtly, with one moment that hits you harder than you expected. A betrayal you never saw coming. A heartbreak that cracked you open in ways you didn't have the words for. A disappointment that made you question your worth. A time you poured your whole heart into something or someone and were met with silence, rejection, or indifference. And in that moment, something inside you shifts, slowly, quietly, almost imperceptibly. You make a decision, not out loud, not consciously, but deep in your subconscious. A small, whispered promise. Never again. Never again will you let someone get close enough to hurt you like that. Never again will you show someone how much you care. Never again will you let vulnerability be your downfall. Carl Jung once said, "The most damaging emotions are the ones we refuse to acknowledge." Nonchalance is exactly that refusal. It's your mind choosing survival over sincerity. It's the emotional equivalent of holding your breath, hoping that if you can just stay still long enough, you won't drown. Your brain starts telling you, if I pretend nothing affects me, then nothing can hurt me. And for a while, it works. You become the chill one, the calm one, the person no one can read, the friend who never gets too invested, the one who acts like nothing is ever that deep. People praise you for being unbothered, not realizing how much you had to shut down to become this way. But here's the problem. What starts as protection slowly becomes a habit, a reflex, a personality, and then it becomes your prison. You stop opening up because emotions feel dangerous. You stop letting people in because closeness feels risky. You stop letting things matter because caring feels like exposure. You start holding back your excitement, your affection, your dreams, until everything in your life feels muted. And one day, you look around and realize you aren't protecting your heart anymore. You're isolating it. You've built walls so high that even you can't climb over them. What you thought was strength becomes numbness. What you thought was maturity becomes avoidance. And what you thought was peace becomes emptiness. Nonchalance doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it hides in the smallest moments. The habits you dismiss as just how I am now. You might be stuck in nonchalance if you catch yourself doing things like brushing off your own feelings with, "It's whatever." You feel something rise in your chest, but instead of naming it, you shrink it. You convince yourself it's too small, too stupid, or too inconvenient to deal with. Avoiding deep conversations because they make you feel exposed. Someone asks how you really feel, and suddenly you're joking your way out of it, changing the topic, or retreating into silence. Vulnerability feels less like connection and more like danger. Acting indifferent around people you secretly care about. You downplay your interest, your affection, your hopes, because showing them would mean admitting you could lose them. So you pretend you don't care, even though you do, a lot. Disconnecting at the first sign of emotional discomfort. Someone gets too close, expectations get too real, or intimacy feels too heavy, so you detach. You ghost, you shut down, you pull away before anything can hurt you. Feeling numb more often than you feel excited. Life becomes flat. Good things don't feel as good as they should, and bad things don't feel as bad. You're not calm, you're disconnected. Confusing peace with avoidance. You call it protecting your peace, but really, you're avoiding anything that tests your emotional capacity. Nothing challenges you because you don't allow anything close enough to matter. If this sounds familiar, understand this. You're not emotionless. You're not cold. You're not incapable of connection. You're emotionally self-protecting. At some point, you learned that caring came with consequences, so you built armor to survive. But here's the truth. Protection becomes a prison when you never take the armor off. What once saved you can slowly start suffocating you. And the first step to breaking the pattern is simply recognizing you're stuck inside it. Nonchalance may have protected you once. Maybe it was the shield you needed when the world felt too loud, or when someone taught you that caring comes with consequences. But you're older now. You're wiser now. You survived enough to know that shutting down isn't the same as being strong. Strength is not silence. Strength is not pretending. Strength is not feeling less. It's learning how to feel safely. You deserve a life you're actually present in. A life where you don't have to numb everything just to get through the day. A life where you can care deeply without being terrified of what happens next. Because here's the truth most people won't admit. The things you pretend not to care about, the things you laugh off, ignore, downplay, or push away, they're usually the things your heart is aching for. Connection, closeness, meaning, someone who sees you, not the mask you built, but the person underneath it. Nonchalance was your armor, but armor gets heavy when you never take it off. Maybe it's time to put it down. Not all at once, just enough to feel something again. enough to let life in, enough to let yourself come back to yourself. You deserve that much. You always have.